In this we will see how to create this one, list view or grid view. If I click list, I am getting in list view. If I click grid, I am getting like this. So let's just create this one. Open VS Code editor, and inside index.html I have written this basic code, and inside that I have changed my title, linked my CSS file and JavaScript file. Inside style.css I have this basic, padding 0, margin 0, and box sizing to be border box. Here I have one link of font awesome. I'll just copy this one. I'll paste it here for my icons. Now inside my body I'll create one div, and I'll give the class name as button container. Inside that div I want button. I want 2 buttons. For that I'll give the class name as btn, and inside that one I want I tag. For that I'll give the class name as fa. This is one button, this is my another button. Okay, now I'll give FA bars here for list view, and FATH large for my grid view. Copy this path, paste the path here. You can see 2 icons here. I'll close this, copy this button container, come here and paste it here. I'll give text align to be center, margin top and bottom 30 pixel, left and right auto. You can see my buttons here. I'll copy this btn class, I'll paste it here. For that I'll give border none, outline none, padding 15 pixel, top and bottom 20 pixel, left and right, background color to be F5, 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 cursor, pointer, font size 20 pixel. Save this. You can see our font size is increased. We got the padding, we got margin. I'll create one div. I'll give the class name as months. Inside this one I'll create another div, and I'll give the class name as month. Here I'll give the heading as January. Copy this, I'll paste it here. I'll give this as February. Save this. Copy this month class, paste it here. For this I'll give float, left width 50%, padding 20 pixel, and font family cursive. Save this. You can see you can give inline styles here. For this one, alt key, I'll give style equal to background color. I'll give yellow. I'll change the color here, red, something like this. You can see our yellow, and now it's not interactive. We'll write JavaScript code for that one. I'll create one variable. My variable name is months. I'll take the ID document dot get element by class name, and our class name is month. I'll create one more variable called I. Now I'll write the function for my list view. I'll create one for loop for I is equal to 0 and I is less than my month dot length I plus plus. Now for every month I'll give the style dot width to be 100%. I'll copy this same function, I'll paste it here and I'll give as grid view. Now for this I want my width to be 50%. Now if you save, if you refresh, if I click this one, it's not interactive because I have not passed my functions. Copy this. Inside this button, whenever I click this button, I want my function to be called. Here also, whenever I click this button, I want my grid view function to be called. This one. Here this is style. Here also this is style. Save this. See, I'm getting in list view now. But this active class is not working. I want, if I click this one, it should be shown that it is active. For that we will write the code. I'll create one variable called container. I'll give document dot get element by ID, and my ID is this one. I'll paste my ID here. Now I'll create one more variable called buttons. For that, document dot get elements by class name, and our class name is btn. I'll create one for loop for variable I is equal to 0 and I is less than btn's dot length. I will increase my I. Now for my each buttons, I'll add one event listener, and whenever my button is clicked, I want my function to be called. I'll create one variable and I'll give my variable name as current. Inside that one I'll give document dot get elements by class name. Now for current, that is my 0 button, I want the class name to be added. That dot class name, I want to replace the style, class name dot replace. Now I will give this active class comma blank. I'll give this dot class name plus or equal to active. For my each button it should get applied whenever I click this one. Now inside my style.css, for my button dot active, I'll give the style, I'll give background color to be black and color to be white. I'll remove this one, container, and here I want the container ID. This one is btn's. I'll copy this active class, I'll paste inside this one grid view box. Now if you see, my active box is here. Now if I click, I'm getting this kind of styles. So inside my script tag, I'll come here, I'll give one space here. Now if I refresh, see, my active class is this one. It's working now. Whenever it is list view, I'm getting this as active. Whenever it is in grid view, I'm getting this as active. Now inside index.html, copy this from this container and paste it here 3-4 times. See this one, you will be getting like this. You just change the text. We'll get this one, list view and grid view. In this project, we will see loader and how the text will appear once the loading is finished. I have linked my CSS and JavaScript file, as you can see here. You can see our div here. I'll give border bottom 20 pixel, solid, red. Save this. You can see the border bottom color has changed. I'll copy this, paste it here. I'll change this to top. See, we got here. Now I'll give animation property. I'll give my animation name as rotate, and for every 1.5 second I want it to rotate linear and infinite time. Here I will create keyframes. I'll give my this name 0% and 100%. For 0% I'll give transform rotate. I'll give as 0 degree. Copy this. I'll paste it here, and for this I'll give 360 degree. Save this. See, it's rotating now. Come to index.html. Here I'll create one div. I'll give the ID as text container and class as animate text. I'll create one paragraph tag. I'll write some dummy text here. I'll save this. Now I'll copy this. I'll copy this one. Come to style.css. I'll paste it here. It's animate text. I'll give position relative. I'll add animation property. I'll give the name as text, and after 1.5 seconds it should appear. Now I'll write keyframes text. So from bottom -100 pixel, I'll change the opacity to 1 to I'll change this to 0, opacity to 1, here opacity to 0, sorry. See, you can see we are getting this effect. I'll copy this one, I'll paste it here. For this I'll give display none, so that now my text will not be visible now. See, it's gone. I'll show the output. You can see our text here. Now I'll give display none. Now it will not be visible. I'm getting this scroll bar, so inside my body I'll give overflow hidden. Save. Now if you see, my scroll bar has gone. Now come to JavaScript file. We will declare one variable and I'll give the variable name as loader. I'll create one function. I'll give my function name as showText. Inside that one, document dot get element by ID, and I'll copy this ID, this one, loading. I'll paste it here. For that, style dot display I'll give as none. I'll copy this, I'll paste it here. I'll copy this ID. In place of this, I'll paste that ID, and from none to I'll change it to block. I'll create one more function for my loader. I'll give my function name as loader. Inside that one, using that variable loader, I'll set the timeout function, and after show text should appear after 4 seconds. Now if you refresh, it's not getting changed, so we have to give on click function here. I'll copy this function. I'll give the function name as loading. I'll copy this, and inside my body I'll give onload. I want this function to be called. See, now after 4 seconds we got our text here. In this project, let's see how to create this progress bar. If I click, see, this is getting increased. So let's just create this one. I have 3 files: index.html, style.css and script.js. Inside index.html I have written this. I have linked my CSS file and JavaScript file. I have changed my title here. Now inside my body I will create one button. I'll give the text as click me. Save this one, copy this path and paste it here. I'll close this. You can see our button here. So come to style.css. I'll write this one, padding 0, margin 0, I'll copy this button tag, I'll paste it here. I'll give position absolute, top 50%, left 50%, transform translate -50%, -50%, so that my button will come in center. Now if I refresh this one, so my button has come here. Give width 150 pixel, padding 20 pixel, border radius 30 pixel, outline none, border none, box shadow 2 pixel horizontal, 3 pixel vertical, 5 pixel blur and black color. Give font size 20 pixel, background color black, color of my text to be white. So that's all for my button. You can see our button here. If I click, it's not working. Now I'll create my progress bar. Here I'll create one div and I'll give the ID as progress bar. Inside that one I'll create another div. I'll give the ID as move bar, that green color which was moving. Copy this, come here and paste it here. Progress bar width 100%, background color black, position absolute, and top I'll give 10 pixel. Height 30 pixel. Now you can see our progress bar here. Come here, copy this, Control C and paste it here. I'll copy this one and I'll paste it here. Starting I'll change my color to green. I don't want this. Now if you see, it's completely green, but I want it, I'll put as 0 here, 0%, so that I can see only black color now. When I click, it should increase. So for that we'll write JavaScript code. I'll declare one variable and I'll initialize the value as 0. I'll create one function. I'll give the name as move. Inside that function I'll check the condition. If our I is equal to 0, then else. So first let's check this one. If our I is 0, then I'll initialize my value of I as 1. I'll create one variable. I'll give the variable name as element. Inside that one, document dot get element by ID. I'll give my ID. I'll copy this ID. I'll paste that ID here. And I'll declare one variable for my width and I'll give the width as 2. Now to increase my progress bar, I will write one more function and I'll give my function name as frame. Inside that function, I'll check the condition. If my width is greater than or equal to 100, then set my I to 0, else increase my width value, and element dot style dot width equal to width plus whatever the width I have, increase by percentage. Save this one and I'll copy this function. I'll create one variable. I'll give my variable name as ID, and inside that I want to give set interval. I'll call my function here frame and after 100. Whenever this condition becomes true, I want to clear that one, clear my interval. I'll give my variable name as ID here. Remove this else condition. Save this. It's not working because we have not given this one. Copy this, on click, of this button, I want to call this function. So it's getting changed now. This is our final output. In this we will see how to create this one. We are getting this hover effects. My text is getting changed to white color, and if I hover, I'm getting here pink, and if I close this one, it's getting closed. Okay, let's create this one. I have opened my VS Code editor. Inside my body, I want one UL. Inside UL, I want list. I want 6. Inside that, I want span, and for each span, I want a class name as close. Copy this path. Now come to style.css. Inside style, I want to style my UL, unordered list. I'll give position as absolute. Top 20% and width 100%. You can see it has taken 20% of top. Now I want to style my li. You can see our text line has center, and we have got the border. It's white, so it's not visible, so I'll just change to black color. This -1 because we don't get double borders. If I comment this one, so you can see the double borders here. So I'm giving this -1 so that my all double borders will get removed. You can see the background color and font family, font size has changed. Now whenever I hover on my list, I want background color to be black and my color of the text to be white. See, I'm not getting anything. If I refresh, see my text color is changing and my background color is getting changed. Now I'll copy this class. For this, I'll give position as absolute. Top 50%. Left, I'll give it as 0. Padding 20 pixel. Transform, translate. -50%, comma, -50%. Font size 20 pixel and color as white. Save this. If I refresh, basically my text should come here inside my list tag. We're getting this one, but inside a span tag, I want that multiplication symbol. For that, we have this entity and times. So you can see our entity here. Just copy this one. Using my Alt key, I'll take multiple cursors here. I'll paste that one. You can see our this multiplication. I'll just change to 0 here. You can see our multiplication symbol. Now whenever I hover on that one, I want my background color to be this one. and my color to be black. Save this. See, if I hover, I'm getting, my text is getting changed and my background color is getting changed here also. Now if I close, if I click this one, it's not working because we have not written JavaScript code. I'll create one script tag here. I'll close my script. Here I will create one variable. I'll give my variable name as button close. Inside that one, document dot get element by class name, and our class name is close. This one, for span tag we have given the class name as close. I'll create one more variable. My variable name is I. I'll create one for loop. For I is equal to 0, I is equal to 0, and I is less than this one, button close, button close dot length I plus plus. So for my each button, I'll add one event listener, and whenever my button is clicked, I want my function to be called. This dot parent element dot style dot display is equal to none. Close here, close here, save this one, come here, refresh. If I close, it's getting closed here, you can see. In this project we will see how to create automatic text generator. I have index.html and style.css. Inside style.css I have written this basic code, and inside index.html I have written this basic structure. I have linked my CSS file. Inside body I'll create one button. I'll give the button name text as click me. Inside style.css I'll quickly style my button. Copy this path. You can see our button here. We got box shadow. I'll create one paragraph tag. I'll give the ID as magic text. I'll create script tag. I'll close my script tag here. Format my document. I'll declare one variable I. I'll initialize the value as 0. I'll declare one variable text, and I'll write I'll declare one variable speed and give the value as 100. Now I'll create one function. I'll give my function name as automatic text. Inside that one I'll check one condition. If my I is less than my whatever my text dot length, then document dot get element by ID. I'll copy this ID. I'll paste it here. Dot inner HTML plus whatever I have at character 1, text dot char at I from 0 to the ending till length. Increase the value of I here, and I will set the time out. I'll copy this, I'll paste it here, comma my speed value, I'll give my speed here, or you can directly give 100. Now whenever I click my button, I want my function to be called. See, you can see here our code. Let's style our ID here. Refresh this. If I click, okay, I have to style this one. Now if I refresh, if I click, we are getting our automatic text generator here. In this project, we will see how to change our style of text on the click of a button. I have 3 files: index.html, style.css, and script.js. I have linked my CSS file, I have changed my title, I have linked my JavaScript file. Inside my body, I'll create one button. I'll give the text as click me. Copy this path, paste the path here. You can see our button here. Inside style.css, I have given this basic code. Now soon let's style our button. Refresh this one. You can see our button here. I'll create one paragraph tag and I'll give the ID as text1. I'll give some dummy text. I'll create one more paragraph tag. I'll give text2. Give some dummy text here. Save this. You can see our 2 paragraphs here. Come to JavaScript now. I'll create one function. I'll give my function name as change style. Inside my function, I will create one variable. I'll give the variable name as text1. I'll take document dot get element by ID and I'll give the ID name text1. I'll copy this. I'll paste it here. I'll change my variable name text2. Here also text2. And now I'll change the style. Text1 dot class list. Whenever I toggle, I'll give my class name as style1 here. I'll give the styles for my class. I'll give here style2. Change this to text2. Save this one. Copy this class, come to style.css and paste the class here. Now I'll copy this class style2 I'll come here, I'll paste my class here, I'll copy this same thing, I'll paste it here, I'll change my background color, I'll give bottom left 50%, margin I'll give top and bottom as 20, left and right auto. Now if you see, you can't see any changes here, so I'll copy this function, and whenever I click the button, I want my function to be executed. Refresh this one. Whenever I click, these styles are getting applied. I can't see the text here, so I'll give this color as white. Now if I refresh, if I click, see this, whatever styles I have given to style 1 and style 2, it's getting applied to our text. In this project, we will see how to on and off our background color. I have two files, index.html and style.css. Inside index.html, I have written this basic structure. I have changed my title to background on and off, and I have linked my CSS file. Inside my body, I will create one div and I'll give the class name as btn. Inside that one, I will create two buttons. I'll give the button name as on background color. I'll copy this, I'll paste it here, of background color. Copy the path, you can see our two buttons here. Come to style.css, write this basic code, padding 0, margin 0, and box sizing to be border box. I'll copy this btn class, paste it here. For my btn class, I'll give width as 600 pixel, position absolute, top 50%, left 50%. This is because I want my button class to come in center. Transform translate, minus 50%, comma, minus 50%. Save this one. Now you can see we got here padding 30 pixel, text aligned to be center. We got this one. Button elements, I'll paste it here. Give background color orange, margin top and bottom 0, right, left and right 10 pixel, padding 10 pixel, font size 20 pixel. Let's just see our output. We got this one, font size increased, we got background color, we got margin top and bottom 0 and left and right 10 pixel, and padding we have got as 10 pixel. I'll give border none. Now the border will be gone. Now if we click, we are getting this outline, so I want outline to be none. Border radius 20 pixel, box shadow 2 pixel, 2 pixel, 4 pixel, black. Now if you see, we got the border radius and box shadow. If we click, we are not getting the outline. I'll give cursor pointer. Now I'm getting this arrow mark. If I refresh, now I'm getting this cursor. Come to index.html. I'll create one div. I'll give the ID as overlay. Copy this ID, paste the ID here. I'll give width as 100%, height 100 view height, position absolute, background color I'll give something orange. Now you can see our div here, it's covered. Top 0, left 0, bottom 0 and right 0. Okay, entire thing, everything is covered now, but I want it behind, so I'll give z index -1. Now it will go behind and our buttons have come here. Now I want, if I click, my background should on. If I click this one, it should get off. I'll come to index.html. I'll create one script tag. I'll close my script tag here. Inside my script, I'll create one function called onMe. I'll write document dot get element by ID, and our ID name is overlay dot style dot display. I want block. Okay, whenever I click this on button, I want my function to be called this onMe function. So let's just see this one. So you can't see anything now because our background is already visible. I'll just remove this back. I'll give display none. So now our background is gone. If I click, my background is appearing. I'll copy this same function. I'll paste it here. I'll change the function name to of me, and here display none. Here I'll copy this on click function. I'll paste it here. I'll change this to of me. Now without refresh, if I on, it's already on. See, if I click, it's getting on. If I click this one, it's getting off. In this project, we will see how to find our current location, not our home location, where we are working, this file location. Okay, inside my body, I'll write one h1 and I'll write the heading as current file location. I have changed my title to finding current location and linked my CSS file. I'll create one paragraph tag and I'll give the ID as URL. Come to style.css. For my h1, I'll give text align to be center. Font family cursive. Save this one, copy the path, come to Chrome and paste the path here. You can see our current file location is in center and the font family as cursive. Now for my ID URL, font size as 25 pixel, and I'll copy this font family, I'll paste it here. you can't see anything because we have not written anything inside our paragraph tag. I'll create script tag. I'll close my script tag here. I'll format the document. Inside my script, I'll create document dot get element by id. I'll give my id name as URL, and I'll give inner HTML. Window dot location. We know window is a global object. Dot location dot href. Okay, getting our current location. So if I refresh this, this is my current location. You can see this location and this location will be exactly the same. I got scroll bar here. Okay, no problem. I can just decrease my font size to 20. Yeah, see, this location is same as this one. We will get the current file location using this code. In this project, we will see how to find our current width and height of our system. I have index.html and style.css, and I have linked my CSS file here. I have changed my title. Inside body, I'll create one paragraph and I'll give the ID as width and height. Now below this, I'll create one script tag. I'll close my script. Inside my script, I'll create one variable for width and I'll give as window dot inner width. I'll declare one more variable for height. I'll give window dot inner height. Now to extract my ID, I'll create variable x here, document dot get element by ID, and here I'll store my ID. I'll copy this one, I'll paste it here. Now inside x dot inner HTML, I will write browser width, that is my W, and height, that is my H. I'll close this. Now come to style.css, paste the ID here. For this, I'll give font size 40 pixel, text align center, margin top 100 pixel, font family cursive. Come to index.html, copy this path, paste it here. You can see this is my browser width is 136 and height is 635. If you want, you can give the space here.